Okay, so this video is going to show how to take the Youth on Subjects of the World video, like this one right here, and turn it into an audio track on SoundCloud, which automatically then pushes it out to the Youth on Subjects of the World podcast. So the first thing that I did is I went and I took the link here for the YouTube video. So if you go to ccn.media/Youth on Subjects of the World, this will give you all of the videos. Alright, so this is all of them. And so you go down to the latest one, which is episode 7, right here. And in the top right corner, click share, you get the link. So if you go to keepvid.com and you type in link, then what happens is it gives you the option to download it in different qualities. So if you, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, okay. Wow. So if you pay, you could download it in high def, or you can get these other resolutions. All we really want is the audio. So downloading the lowest quality video is fine. So I just downloaded it here as an MP4. Took about like 15 or 20 minutes to download it, so I just downloaded it in advance of making this video. So here I have the video. You can see it's big. It's like 400 megabytes. Oh my god, what the fuck? Well, I could just close that window. We don't really need that. Okay, so we got this video file. So the next thing I'm going to do is I can open it with Adobe Audition, which is an audio editor made by Adobe. And so if I do that, then it's gonna, you could also go File, Import, and then you can choose the video file from here. So I could go to 7. I could import it through here too. You'll see it takes a little time to convert the video over to an audio track. Maybe during this time I could tell you a riddle. I could tell you a joke, but I don't really know any. So instead I'll just give you false hope that I'm going to entertain you, when really I'm just delaying for this to hit 100%. That's a secret of the pros. Okay. So here's the full audio track for the 2-hour-long Youth on Subjects of the World Conspiracy Theory episode. Now, what I'm going to do is just go File, Save As, and I'm just going to save it as an MP3. So I'm going to go to my Conspiracy Theory folder and go down here to MP3. MP3 audio. And OK. So boom, all of a sudden we took the video, I imported it here, and I saved it as an MP3. Yeah, there's a slight quality decrease from saving it as like a WAV file. I'm sure it's not like the perfect quality thing. That's the way I've been doing it. That's not necessarily a good reason to do things a certain way. I think the file size would be massive if I had a 2-hour-long WAV file. And for some reason I've been saving them all, so I guess if I just did one at a time and then I deleted the files afterwards, then it wouldn't be a big deal to have a huge file size, but since I'm saving them, it's a little kind of shitty. So next thing I'm going to do is do a multi-track session. So I'm going to go multi-track session, Youth on Subjects of the World, episode 7, Conspiracy Theory, create the folder, let's go to episode 7. Call it Conspiracy Theories. Okay. So boom, now we've got a multi-track editor. So what I'm going to do in track 1 is place over here the MP3 for Youth on Subjects of the World. Boom. I sort of get what that means, but it's never been an issue before. I think that the audio track is at 48,000 hertz, and that track is at like 44.1. Just due to the sampling rate, because we're in digital format, so it's how many samples per second. So it's possible that it adjusts the quality of the track by downsampling or upsampling. It's also possible that it might speed up or slow down the track. But if I look at, I mean, going from 44 out of 48, so it might make everyone sound either 9% faster or 9% slower. I forget. Or it might just add in some data points on occasion to fill the gap. But I haven't noticed anything like audibly listening to it. I think it's like going from CD quality. I think like a WAV file is like 48,000 hertz, and a CD file is 41,000 hertz. Again, I forget. I'm not an expert or a pro. But feel free to research it and see what's going on with it. Maybe that's me being lazy, or it's me being efficient and not feeling like I need to learn every single thing about something in order to operate with it. I'm just making excuses while this thing finishes. Okay, so now we got the entire file inside here, right? So you can hear. So the first thing I do is I get rid of that intro. So I'm going to zoom in to the beginning and find where the actual show starts. This is intro video still intro video.
More than that.
Okay, so there's Neil's voice.
Subjects.
So I can figure out.
Hello,
So boom, so that's where the actual episode starts. So I'm going to get rid of all this stuff before that point. Boom. And then what I'm going to do is drag in the intro. So final versions of the intros. So here's these Youth on Subjects of the World intro. Boom. Drag that over here. Drag this over here. So now we've got
Youth on Subjects of the World features amazing.
So you get that. Next thing I need to do is find the break in the middle of the episode, and I throw in this clever advertisement for the Pure Unschooling Network. So for this, I'm actually going to edit the clip. So I'm going to right-click on it and do Edit Source File. So what it opens up is an individual track here. So the way that I've been doing this, again, not that this is ideal, is I look at how long so if I go back to the multitrack, I'm going to drag in the pun intro, and I can see the pun intro is 25 seconds long. It says right there, 25-second duration. So if I go back over to edit the source file, I want to take this break video.
11.
Okay, so it starts right here. I'm just going to turn this into silence. So effects, silence. And I go to the very end of it, figure out where the show comes back on.
And maybe we'll feature it in an upcoming video.
I'm a believer.
I'm a believer.
Okay, so there's the gang again. Alright. And I'm going to edit this and call this silence. Now, the reason I do that is just so that it's easy to see where the range is from the beginning to end. So this tells me that from here to here is the break. So I'm going to go up to Edit and then Insert Silence. And I'm going to insert 25.5, so let's call it 26 seconds of silence. So this is just saying that it's going to update our multi-track session. So I took the whole break, converted it over here. And by the way, here's that thing about sample rate. So again, the MP3 is at 44,000 hertz, whereas all these other things are at 48,000. So that tells how many data points per second of sound it contains. So if you want to change the sample rate, either that means that you're going to have to remove or insert data points, so you kind of create data or remove data, or it means you're going to speed up or slow down. And in that case, I think you're still going to be adding or removing data. But it doesn't mean that it's like a huge loss. So let's go back to the multi-track session here. And here you can see the break. And I'm going to add the pun advertisement in here. So let's see, make sure that it lines up all right.
Having trouble finding other unschoolers who live near you or share?
Okay, is there too much time at the end? Yeah, like this is kind of a long pause here. So I'm going to go and remove about a second of silence in there. Let's see if that does a little better job. Oh my god, it's going to take 15 seconds to remove that second. That's alright. We need like more like badass music than like music for the pun intro, but it's alright. It's cool. Alright, so bounce back over to the multi-track session. And how does it look?
Well, that makes me think that time traveling is
Yeah.
very much.
So then the show's back. So that's pretty good. Then I'm going to scroll all the way to the end of the episode. And we're also going to get rid of the regular CCN outro and add in the specific one we made here.
Because that's the only place where all the things are speaking.
See you later.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Which I actually really like the audio, like that whole, if you want to change the world, we got to change the media thing. But if you listen to the whole thing, it doesn't really, it's kind of relying on the video. So there's not like a whole lot of content to it. So what we did is created one where they actually have more audio content, which involves like a little bit of talking and some sound and stuff.
Thank you for watching Conscious Consumer Network. The live stream broadcast is free to...
So that kind of stuff. Alright, so now you got the whole thing. You've got one track with the main show, and then you have one track with the ads. So I'm going to go File, Export. What is this thing? I'm going to dismiss it. That seems to come up every time. I think it's still that frequency changing. So I'm going to do a multi-track mix down the entire session and make it an MP3. So I want to save it into episode 7 folder. So there's the mix down. Okay, so it's going to take a minute. So in the meantime, I'll go over here to the Youth on Subjects of the World episode. I'll send you the, this is SoundCloud, and I'll send you the username and password so that you can log in. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to Upload. And we're going to choose a file to upload once this is done in 24 seconds. In the meantime, what can we do while this is going? We can come in here, and what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste in this content here into the SoundCloud thing. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that is done. So I can just drag this episode, tracks, episode 7. So we want the one that is the mix down. So this is the mix down. So there you go. So first thing, it's looking for an image. So Youth on Subjects of the World banner. Boom. Just drag that in. Now let me remember this. I'm trying to like be consistent with the layout of like the titles. So what I'm getting at here is, let's go back to our tracks. So I've been doing EP dot number sign. So we'll call this EP dot number 7 dash conspiracy theories. Genre, the closest thing I could come to, I think, was news and politics. But I mean, we could really just make it entertainment. I don't know, anything really. And then some tags. What did I use for some tags in this one? Let's take a look. If I could
Since I've had
steal some ideas. Can I see the tags we used? Okay, so I'll have to come up with some unique tags. Okay, so for example, youth on subjects of the world. That's a tag we can use. Hashtag teens, hashtag unschooling, hashtag, oh fuck, so what's it doing here? So I guess you type it in and then go add. I don't know, I'm not really great at this. But you can see, so I had a bunch of tags. So the description, what I do is I pull that from CCN site. And actually, you know what you can actually do now? Is the main CCN site now has all this stuff. I actually went in and loaded them all up. So they all should have the descriptions. 25. Fuck, this episode 7. Conspiracy. Let's just do conspiracy. There you go. So what you can do is you can just copy and paste all this stuff over here. And then what I like to do is down here, add a link to peerandschooling.net and then say the video of this podcast is available on YouTube here. And then I share this link. And make sure when you do it that for both these links that you include the HTTP part. If you only do just the URL, it's not going to actually include the it won't make it a clickable link, and we want it to be a clickable link. So it's saying that I've got too much content here. So I got it. All right. So I just erased one line, and then and actually this intro we don't need, because that intro applies to all of Youth on Subjects of the World. We just want the intro for this episode, which is this. So that's the content side of it. Next thing up is for it to finish downloading. So you see it's actually almost done. 148. And then the rest of this is processing time. Okay, so I'll hit save. And now it says go to your track. Okay, so it says it's being processed, but what I could do is I want to get the share link so I could post this to the Peer Unschooling Network too. Can I get that? Well, it probably takes a little bit of time while this is processing. So let me see if I can give you a quick summary. So again, first thing is I went to the CCN site, got the YouTube link, and then I went to keepvid.com I used that to download the video. I opened the video in Adobe Audition, and that gave me the full out track. I saved it as an MP3. Right, so I saved it as somewhere in here as the MP3. Right here, Youth on Subjects of the World MP3. And then I made a multi-track session, and I slid in the 3 ads. The ad at the beginning introducing Youth on Subjects of the World, the pun ad in the middle, where I had to shorten the length of the break, and then the ad at the end for CCN. And then I uploaded it to SoundCloud here. And the error is just that it takes time for them to process. It's just like YouTube. When you upload a new YouTube video, it takes a little bit of time for it to process. But you could see down here, see these actually turn into links because I used HTTP at the beginning and the end. If you don't have the HTTP, then these aren't actual links. So that kind of fucks it up a little bit. And I want to show you the share piece, because that is how we get these things posted to the pun website. So it's not showing up. So I'm going to pause this. We'll come back to it in a minute. Okay, so we're back. So it took about 5 or 10 minutes for it to completely update. And so now you see we've got episode 7, Conspiracy Theories, spelled it right, I think. And you can see a share button. So you go down to share. This is how you share to, like, you know, Facebook, Google+, any of those. If you want to put it into pun, we actually use the embedder. So what you would do is look at the code here, and then you can see the track number. Boom. So that is how we put things into the Parent Schooling Network site. So you would come over here to Audio, submit an audio track, and then, of course, it's going to ask you to log in. I forgot to log in. Okay. So SoundCloud Audio ID, post title. Let's call this one episode number 7. Conspiracy Theories. And then as far as post body, I mean, again, you could copy the same stuff that we got down here. I don't see any reason why you can't just plug the same shit in here. Let's see how that goes over. So episode number 7, it pulled in the image, it embeds the track. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only pieces these could have been links. So I mean, just to fix that, I could go to Edit Post. And down at the very, very bottom here. I mean, not that I need a link to pun on pun, that's kind of pointless, but the YouTube video would be nice to have that there. Let's see if that did anything. Oh shit, it actually embedded the video, so that's pretty cool. I didn't expect that. Alright, that's enough. So that's creating a SoundCloud episode. And it'll take take like 24 hours for it to be on iTunes, but that's the process.